Some of y'all will never understand how hurtful it is and how much damage it causes when y'all pretend to be somebody's friend, when y'all pretend to care about them so much, when y'all pretend to be so cool the whole time y'all be obsessed and deeply in love with them as a friend. This particular situation, I didn't even know that it really hurt my feelings that much. Like, I knew I was hurt when it happened, but it's been years now, and I found myself, I think that was last week, kind of getting emotional about it because I'm just like, dang, I really can't believe that happened. I know a lot of my friends that already know the story time I'm about to say. Y'all about to be hitting me like, no, delete it, don't talk about it, just leave it where it's at. But honestly, I felt like I'll feel better. I'll be able to close it once I just say it out loud, once I just tell my story, and then we can leave it where it's at. So yes, although it's unfortunate for me, but lucky for y'all, because now y'all get yet another story time. And I know I get on here playing and joking a lot. Most of my story times, we make light of it because it's funny, whatever. But this one is going to be a different little tone. I don't know if you can already tell. So boom, years ago, it all started how me and her met. My friends had a section at the club, and it just so happened that we walked into the club and we saw somebody sitting in our section. At first, it was kind of a lot of confusion, like, what y'all doing? Or, who y'all booked the section, we'll go get the promoter. But one of the girls that was already in our section was just like, oh, nah, like, we like y'all cute, y'all good, like, we can all party together. So my friends got in the section with their friends. Cool little vibe. Everybody being girls. There's shots going around. They even order wings. We order wings. I felt like back then, bottle wars was a big thing. So we going back and forth, buying bottles, getting the signs. We just really having a good time. And one reason how you can tell I'm having a good time, if I stay at the club until they cut the lights on, if I'm helping the DJ pack up, I've had a good time, because more times than none, I'll chill 30 minutes, maybe an hour tops, and then it's either to the next location or I'm ready to go home. So anyway, we literally stayed till the club was over. We found ourselves kind of joking around with the security guards, whatever the case may be. We get into the parking lot and the girl's like, oh, like we should, change numbers, exchange information because y'all was such a good time. We had a good time. Like, let's link up outside of this. Let's do some fun stuff. And so everybody began to, exchange numbers, Instagrams. I think back then Twitter was like a real big thing too. So, we was just doing all of that. Now, between my friends that night, it was like 5 of us. Between their friends, they had in the section, it was 5 of them. So it was 10 girls, everybody trying to get the plans together. We trying to work around everybody's work schedule. A few of them had kids. It was just always something. But one thing that I noticed, one girl was always on my type of time. Like, I'm always ready to go. Always got my money ready to pay for anything. I got my trip money. Like, I'm ready. I got my passport, and so was she. Mind you, this is a friend from the other girl's side. And so we're going to call her Dory. And it's funny because one of the girls that I was talking to at the time called us Nemo and Dory, because at that point when we first linked, we was always with each other, like Finding Nemo and Dory. Like, we just always, and that was like our code names when we go out. I'll be like, yo, Dory. She'd be like, across the club, she'll be calling my name Nemo, this and that. We had got a plethora of matching stuff with Dory, Nemo on it. We was just inseparable. It got so crazy to the point that I was hanging out with Dory from the other side more than I was hanging out with some of my friends that I had went out with that night. I felt like, months and years passed by. Friends just started to kind of fade off. It don't be no beef or no bad blood or anything. It's just, it's not like that. But for some odd reason, me and Dory, we was always on the same type of time. We took many and plenty of trips. She met my family. I met her family. It was just always something. She was always a very present person in my life. She never missed any of my big moments, my small moments, and same vice versa for her. We was reciprocating each other energy. And I don't know, especially it's harder these days, but back then I feel like, it's kind of hard to find a friend that was on your same type of time. She was a real good friend. I give her that. It was so crazy. We started to be with each other so much that a lot of people actually did think that we was either together or messing around. But I'm here to tell y'all, like, she showed no signs whatsoever. We never, like, kissed, never even did a peck. I felt like I really didn't like affection, and she really didn't like affection either. We didn't try that with each other. It's been times when we done ran 2-mans. You know what I'm saying? She had a dude in the room. The dude had, like, a cousin or a friend. You know what I'm saying? We chilling. It was that type of time. It was never on no, oh, I love you. I can't even think of how many times, like, we haven't made eye contact. It was nothing like that. I mean, yeah, we'll say like, oh, like, that's my best friend, this and that, but we would barely compliment each other. It was just literally, I felt like I was being blindsided. What's even more weird about the situation is sometimes when people would say, oh, y'all look so cute together, Dory would holler out and she'll be like, that's my sister, like, that's my brother. Ew, don't say like, that's my brother, that's my sister. She would sometimes like be like, oh, brother, I love my brother, this and that. Mind you, I'm at a point in my life where I felt like I kept running into girls that would start off as friends, like, but rather quickly they would either confess they love or just try something with me and stuff like that. So it was such a relief when Dory came along, and we was like friends for I think almost 2 years at this point, and she never showed any signs. All her flags were green across the board, right? One day I'm chilling, it's the weekend. I already know Dory, she texted me. She's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, no, I'm chilling. She's like, hey, I got something I want to talk to you about. I'm like, all right, well, call me. She's like, nah, I want you to pull up. Brother. Do you want to F me on my back, or are we going to be just friends? That's a decision that you should have made right when we came into the friendship. No way you wasted 3 years of our completely perfect friendship. We was locked in. The only issues we had was who's going to pay for this? Are we going to dress alike? When's our next trip? We had no issues up until this point. How dare you play in my face like that? I really cherished our friendship. I'm around here bragging about you. You don't call me your brother, little sister, whatever other family. Oh, like I love you like family. I love you like my mama had you, all this other stuff, just for it to end like that. That's not what you should have did. Let me back though. So anyway, 2 years into the friendship, Dory finally hits me up and she's like, hey, I need to talk to you. She's never really done that before, so I really didn't think anything of it. I'm like, maybe she's about to tell me, about a dude that she's been talking to, or maybe she's about to want to bring up another trip. So when I text back and I said, all right, let me call you. She says, no, I need to tell you this in person. Where you at? Mind you, she has my location and everything, but that's just like me. I don't care who location I got. If I ask you where you at, tell me where you at, because the same time you can just tell me where you at instead of saying, you got my location, where you asking me? Just tell me where you at. I told her where I was at. She pulled up, and immediately I realized the energy was different. Mind you, I've been knowing this girl for 2 years. Me and this girl has seen each other at least once every week over the past 2 years. Like I said, when we linked, we immediately started doing best friend stuff, started going to concerts, movies, events that was in the city. We started taking trips. We started trying out new restaurants together. Anything that was best friend BFF material, that's what we was doing. And for the first time in 2 years, I could tell that something really wasn't right. So immediately I go into, best friend mode, like, hey, what's going on? Like, talk to me. What's good with you? Like, stuff like that. Dory is kind of beating around the bush, and that's something else that she don't do. She's just like me, pretty straightforward. If we're going to say something, we're going to go ahead and spit it out. But she's just like, no, like, how you been? Like, I'm like, you know how I be. We talk every single day. Like, we text every day. So it's like, come on, whatever you really got to say, just go ahead and say it, because you trying to do all this beating around the bush stuff. It's not really working out for me. She's like, you don't even know what today is. It's not my birthday. It's not her birthday. I'm like, looking at the calendar. It's not like 4th of July. It's not Christmas. I'm like, what do you mean? Dory tells me that today makes 2 years that we've been best friends since the first time that we link, and we just kept it going. We've already kept a strong friendship. So I'm like, oh dang, that's cool. Like, I didn't even really realize that we had a date, but sure, she's been keeping up. That's what's up. Like, let's celebrate. Let's go do something tonight. Like, let's do another trip. She was very good at planning trips. She was a type A person, which she'll have the itinerary down to the second. Me, I'm just here. I'm just happy to be here. I'm here for the vibes. Whatever happens, happens. So she's like, we're gonna do that too, but also I got you a gift. And me, as a person I feel like gift receiving is one of my top, it's up there in my love languages. I'm happy. You could bring a rock behind your back, but it's the fact that you consider me, you thought about me. So, of course, what's up? Like, what's the gift? I'm ready to see it. She's like, are you sure? I don't want you to think I'm doing too much. I just really appreciate you. You've been my best friend. I've been able to tell you everything. We've had so much fun together. You've taught me things. You bring on another side of me. She's saying all these great things about me, and I'm just like, stop. I love you too. You also been a great friend to me. You kind of get me. I feel like we're the same type of friends. We're not what do people call it? High maintenance. I'm very chill. You can call me when you want to call me. We can see each other when you want to see. It's nothing really like that to me. But just so happened we was on the same wavelength. So I'm giving her flowers as she giving me my flowers. So I'm like, okay, but I didn't get you a gift. I will, but I didn't. I really didn't know what today was. Didn't know we was keeping up. So at the same time, I'm just like, all right, what you got for me? What's my gift? She's like, you promise you're not gonna say think I'm weird or you think I'm doing too much? I'm like, no, you my best friend. You got me a gift. Why would I say that you're weird? Why would I say that you're doing too much? Why would I say anything bad? You got me a gift. So all right, stop and let me see the gift. I'm tired of talking. Let me see shop. Y'all, Dory finally gets out the car and she's like, all right, close your eyes. I'm closing my eyes, but I'm holding my hand out. She pushed my hand down and she was like, it's nothing that you can hold in your hands. And I'm like, wait, what is it? So she grabbed my hand and I'm feeling on a body part. And I'm just like, what? This kind of feels weird. I open my eyes and she has my name tatted right there by her side. She was like, that's why I always want you in this friendship. I never got anyone's name tatted. Nobody I was dating, no family member, no nothing. This is you're the first person name I got tatted on me. So it said my name right there by her side. And I should have knew then, but you know what? Here's me, just keep going. In my head, I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. That's not crazy. That's not weird. People get their friend's name tatted all the time, right? Do y'all think tatting your friend's name and getting a matching tattoo with your friend, is that the equivalent? Because that's what I was thinking. Like, mind you, fun fact, I don't have any tattoos. I don't have not one. My body is like tattooless. But I'm thinking like, okay, that's not really something that would raise a red flag, right? Now, Dory was a thick girl, and that's something else that y'all need to remember and just keep back in the back of y'all mind. So, like, the tattoo was kind of big. It was red. It was stretching on her skin. And I'm just like, wow, I would have never thought something like that. It's crazy because as excited I was, I still had this very bad feeling all of a sudden. Why is it that when you get someone's name tatted, all of a sudden everything starts slowly but surely going downhill? I mean, I've heard people always say like it's a curse, it'll jinx it, but I thought that was just for relationships. So when one of my best friends at the time got my name tatted, I was trying to find the excitement, but like I said, in the back of my mind, I still kind of felt like something is wrong, or I felt like I was waiting for an accident to happen. She was so proud of it. So I felt like, how could I ruin her moment? She kept showing it off. She was telling me how long it took. She was asking me if I liked the color, the placement, and everything looked good. But I was just kind of one of those things where it was like, all right, now what? Or you waiting for the but, or you just waiting for something to happen. It just, all of my institutions was just feeling so off. So anyway, she's like, well, later on tonight, I want to go outside. I want to celebrate. I want to get drinks. I want to eat. I just want to dance the night away. Like, we've been best friends for 3 years. You know, let's celebrate. Let's do the whole thing. And I'm like, okay, I like that idea. Went home, got ready, picked her up. We outside having drinks, getting food. Now, usually, before she got my name tatted, if I see something I like, and you know, she could probably go over there, you know, make sure the girl is single, make sure the coast is clear, and vice versa. If she see a dude that she like, I'll go over there, you know, ask him like, okay, you here alone? Because, you know, as friends, we don't want our friends to be embarrassed. That was before the tattoo. All right, so we at the restaurant. Some girls walk by our table. One girl in particular, you know, me and her was giving each other eye contact. I'm watching her when she sit down. She sits down, but she's constantly looking over her shoulder, looking at me. So immediately in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe that's my fish for the night. I think I caught my fish. My friend Dory, you know, she's sitting down with me and she's like, what are you looking at? Like, what do you keep looking at? And I'm like, oh, you see that girl over there? Like, I feel like, you know, I like her. She was giving me the eyes. I'm giving her the eyes back. But I'm just, you know, trying to see, you know, she here with somebody. And she's like, oh, why are you looking at her? Why does she have your attention? I'm talking to you. Can you tell me the last thing I said? And no, I couldn't tell you the last thing that she said. Like I said, me and Dory, we're always talking. We're always in communication. So it's just like, sometimes I tend to kind of drift away from the conversation, especially if I see something I like. She's like, yeah, you're not paying attention to me. And she gets up and she's like, I'm about to go to the bathroom. And she walks away from the table. Mind y'all, that threw me off because, again, there were never any signs. She never showed any signs of jealousy. She never showed any signs of being like possessive. She never showed any signs of being controlling. But at that moment, I'm thinking like, wait, what's going on? Why is she acting like that? And something very delusional in me was just like, maybe she's just joking. You know, sometimes we get to, you know, acting a certain way towards our friends, but we just be playing, right? I know it ain't right. I just wanted to be right. But it's just like in that moment, I really didn't think that this was the start of me losing one of my very best friends. Okay, so boom, she comes back from the bathroom. We sit, we get our tab, whatever. I pay, you know, since she's the one that got the tattoo, I'm paying for the food and drinks. I feel like that was like my gift back to her because I didn't get her name tatted. We go to the club, we party, we having a good time. And that same girl that I saw at the restaurant, she's walking through the door with her girls again. And immediately she kind of gives me eye contact, but only this time she kind of does like a cute little wave. And I'm like, all right, bet. I'm in the door. I need to go talk to her. I need to go see what's going on. I felt like my friend Dory was at the bar and she kind of had a dude that was trying to talk to her that was maybe interested in her. And, you know, that's fine and dandy. Do your thing because I'm starting to walk off and I want to go see, you know, what the girl is about. I'm walking towards the girl walking towards me. We literally meeting in the middle. So she's like, why you keep looking at me? And I'm like, well, you had to be looking at me. No, I was looking at you. You know the cute little flirting thing. So we just kind of sitting there talking like, you know, where you from? All this and that type thing, right? I'm not sure if it was the drinks or if it was just us being cute, but I caught ourselves like we just kept laughing in each other's face. Whatever she was saying, I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever heard and vice versa. So we literally just standing in each other's faces, just smiling, hee hee ha ha type vibes. Now, the way that I'm standing with my back towards the bar. The way she's standing that she could see the bar. So she can obviously see my friend Dory. And I should have known with something. She was like, I thought you said you didn't have a girlfriend. I'm like, I don't. Like, I'm chilling. I'm talking to a few people, but I'm not in like a committed relationship and nothing like that. She was like, are you sure that girl at the bar isn't your girlfriend? I'm like, no, actually, that's one of my best friends. So, like, you know, why would you say that? She goes, maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like she's been giving me the evil eyes, like, you know, all night, especially at the restaurant. She walked past and she kind of rolled her eyes and she like, just like now, she looked up and saw that you were over here talking to me. And I feel like she just kind of rolled her eyes and cut her neck at me again. So I'm like, oh no, I'm trying to reassure. I'm like, that's just my best friend. Like, you know, she's over there doing her own thing. She was like, I don't think so. She's like, as soon as you walked up, she has not taken her eyes off of us like this whole entire time. She's like, it's a little uncomfortable, but you know, I'm going to trust what you say. You said that y'all are just friends. When I look around, y'all, Dory was kind of linked up against the bar in her hand and she was just looking like that lip was like really, you know what I mean? I'm just like, doing my hands like, what's up? Like, what's up with you? Again, somebody like me, I'm trying to sweep it under the rug. I'm trying to pretend like, it's not happening, whatever the case may be. I'm still trying to, get to know this new person that's in front of my face. Next thing you know, Dory comes up, yanks my arm. Y'all, I'm this big, right? She yanks my arm, almost makes me go, like, fall into the ground. She's like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, wait, what you on? She's like, I'm ready to go now. Let's go. Like, she's literally snatching me up. She's like, I'm over this. We're leaving now. And we start to leave.